Hey everyone. I know it looks like I just woke up, which is because I did. Um, I had a couple of ideas for things I wanted to try out in VC Rack and in just some various software synthesizers, but I needed some sample material. And normally I would just grab something off of the hard drive and just play with it, but it doesn't usually lead anywhere all that interesting. And uh, I've got a couple of synthesizers sitting around that haven't been used since before I moved into this house, which was back in September. So I figured I'll grab those and we'll see what I can do with them. So today I'm going to be doing that with the Make Noise No Coast, which has actually been boxed up until just a minute ago. So haven't touched this thing in a while, but I know it can make some pretty nasty sounds. I'm just gonna patch it and turn some of the knobs and record everything. And hopefully I'll get some good sample material out of it. So let me go find my patch cables and we will get started. All right, so I got the patch cables out and I patched this thing up just enough to get it making a sound. So sorry about the camera angle on this one. I actually only have this one webcam and I am very new to this whole YouTube thing. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to show you the top of the panel here because I don't really have any way of suspending the camera over this. But if I do for some reason come across something really interesting, I'll try to put the camera above the no coast so you can see the way the patch is laid out, and I'll try to describe what it was that I changed to get there. But anyways, let's see what it does. So I'm just gonna bring up the decay a little bit. And right now, we're only hearing the fundamental. I've dialed out all the overtones, so we should just get a pretty thick bass drum. I'll dial in a bit of overtone. And I'll adjust this fall rate down a little bit so that you get more of the hit. Bring the sustain up. And now I'm going to dial in some of the overtones, which is really where the sound of this synth gets interesting. I'm going to round off that attack a little bit. So some nice pitched percussive sounds in there and just some popping and clicking that might be useful for other percussive elements. But I really like those pitched sounds. And what's cool is this is just the no coast with none of the patch points in use, except I have the end of cycle of the slope generator going to the gate input for the contour generator, which is basically just to open so that it plays the sound. Everything that you're hearing right now, including all of these, whatever that is just the normaled circuit that is made into the no coast with really no extra patching. But we can make that more interesting with patch cables. Well, let's do it. I'm going to turn this into kind of a drone So I'm gonna crank the fall on the slope generator down. And rounding off the onset of the contour generator just a little bit more. Alright, so I'm actually going to patch the slope output to the amount of multiply. Nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, yes. Now, I want to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to patch the sample and hold in somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. But in order to do that, I need to find something that's going to trigger the clock. I guess I could tap a tempo. And let's patch that. Ooh, let's go to the volt per octave. I'm gonna patch the triangle wave into the linear FM and turn that up a little bit. I like this, but I don't know how I'll ever use it. I kind of want to just listen to this for a while. So, yeah, thinking this is going to be an extended section. So I thought it'd be a good idea to take a look at this patch, because this is cool. I'm gonna patch the contour to the overtone amount. It's got an interesting, like, almost vocal-like quality to it here. Ooh. I'm gonna switch the FM input from the triangle wave over to the square wave. going to take the sample and hold out of the volt per octave and move it over to the input for the time on the slope generator. So we'll get some time variations now. So now that the variations in pitch that we're hearing are actually from the shortening and lengthening of the slope and not from the actual pitch of the oscillator. Very bassy. And now actually, let's take the end of the onset of the contour generator and use that to trigger our clock. Ooh. Now that is some noise. Just gonna let this play out and see where it goes. Well, that is enough of that. So yeah, got about 25, 30 minutes worth of really interesting stuff out of this thing. Like I said, it can get really noisy and it makes some very thick, deep basses. So these sort of sounds will probably be great in a granular synthesis engine or some module like radio music. Or I'm sure that a lot of parts of that will sound really good run through some thick reverb like maybe Clouds or Audiority Grain Space plugin. So yeah, I'll be giving that a try. Do the YouTube things, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the little notification. I guess it's over there. So you'll be notified when I post new videos. I won't do it very often. This is just kind of a cool project that I wanted to do, and I thought it might be a good first video. So I won't spam you if you subscribe to me, I promise. You can also check out some of the music that I'm making over at SoundCloud. I've got the rough drafts of the first Hyperglyph LP posted there, as well as a throwaway track that I don't really know if I'll do anything with it. But in the future, tracks like that will be exclusive to my Patreon subscribers. So if you really like what you hear and you want to get more stuff like the samples that I recorded from this thing, join my Patreon. Thank you very much for watching. And let me know in the comments if you found any part of this useful or if you end up using this in a track. I'd like to hear what you do with it. Thanks.